Let's talk about how to use your Flirt pole with your dog. Now, this is a really cool tool. We've actually done videos on this before. I'll link them for you. And it kind of collapses like a camera tripod. So there's different sections to it. There's a long string attached to it, and there's a toy attached to the end. Now, this Flirt pole, or a teaser pole as it's also called, is meant to enrich your dog, to make your dog chase things around, to kind of guide your dog or train your dog. It's really good for training your dog to do different things as well. But we're going to talk about the ground level basic way that you can use this for enrichment and for tiring out your dog and getting that exercise in there without exhausting you as the human. Now, again, we've done videos on this before. I've shown you how to use it, what it's like. I'll leave all of that for you. We're going to take a step forward with that, and we're going to talk about the process of using it. So if you haven't seen the other video, watch that one first, then come back here. So once you have created the length that you want with your teaser pole and you've attached the toy that you want, you're going to go outside. You can do this inside as well, but I recommend more outside because this is one where your dogs are really going to dig down and tear in as they're running around, and you don't want to, pull up your carpet. You don't want them crashing into furniture. There's going to be more space outside for most of you. So with that in mind, there's a couple different things that you can be doing. The first and the easiest is going to be to stand and circle the pole around your head. So you're just going to wave it like a flag around your head. Very, very nice, very simple. And because it is longer, it's just going to very easily circle around your body. Now, you as the human can spin with this, but it might make you a little bit dizzy. Keep in mind, as you're doing this with your dog can also get dizzy. So don't go in one direction too terribly much. You're going to go in one direction for a while, then you're going to change it up and spin it around the other way. If your dog understands what's coming, they're much more likely to be able to grab it and yank it out of your hand because they already know the process. So pay attention, make sure you're mixing things up, because if you want to keep them on their toes and really keep them thinking, that's part of the enrichment process here. So you're going to spin it around yourself a number of times, and you can keep it at one level. You can keep it low to the ground. It'll drag around the ground. You can bounce it off the ground a little bit. You can keep it one level high so they cannot catch it. You can go up and down. I kind of like to do a wave. So I'll go up and down and up and down, but I have to make sure that, again, my dog doesn't learn the rhythm of it, because that means she can easily catch it. So if I am going up and down, I do have to reverse and change things and mix things up as I go. So if I go up and down and up and down and up and down 3 times, now she's starting to see the pattern. They're very good at identifying patterns. I have to change it on the 4th or 5th time, because if I don't, she's gonna know when to stop, hold, turn, and grab. She's very good at that. So you have to make sure you're mixing this up, because when they do grab onto it, it can be hard to get it out of their mouths. If they want to tug and then you've got a pull involved with that, they can get hurt, you can get hurt. So you got to be careful when they get a hold of it, or you have to have really, really good training for them to release when you say release. So with that in mind, you're going to spin it around you a bunch of times. You can move in a circle, but if you are stationary, that's going to make you less dizzy. It's also going to wear you out less. Another thing that I really like to do is to move around while I'm circling it. So I will walk to different parts of my yard while I'm circling it, making sure that I don't trip them as they're running around me. So I'm just being very careful of where I'm walking and where they are running for this one. So you want to be able to move around to different locations, especially if you have a larger space that you are working in. Another thing that you can be doing is holding it up for them to jump for. So you don't have to be circling this all of the time. You can just hold it up and make them jump for it. And you can hold it over to this side. Then you can hold it over to this side. You hold it in front of you. It does not have to be in a circular motion. They can be jumping up and down and get it. You can whip it back and forth if you need to. Another thing that I really like to do is to have them chase me with it. So I will start to move. I do want to make sure I am moving my body with parts of this as well. So I'll run to one side of the yard and have them chase me to another side of the yard. I will actively move, but because I can hold it out, I can kind of whip that back and forth. I can change their direction. I can make them move away from me so we're not tripping each other. I don't have to go as fast as they do. You don't have to go as fast as they do, but you're moving locations. So it's not always the same thing. The whole goal of this is to make sure they don't understand the pattern. If they find the pattern, it's no longer enriching, it's no longer fun. So we have to mix it up. So I like starting off by circling because it gets a lot of her energy out and it gets her focused really, really well. Then I'll walk around while I'm circling it. Then I'll make her do a little bit of jumping for it. Then I'll have her chase me around to different locations. And another fun thing that you can do with the chasing around is hold it far away from you. When you're holding it far away from you, they then have to decide, am I following my human? Am I following the toy? If they're going in the same general direction, but different because it is so far out or because you move to different locations, sometimes it's in front of you, sometimes it's in back of you, sometimes it's out to the side, it's high, it's low, it's whatever, Now we've got split attention. They're trying to figure out what they're doing, where they're going, and that means it's enriching for them as well. So they have to actively use their brain, problem solve, and figure out what's what. So you can even use this for training as well, for following you, for following the toy, for following different commands. And you can use this, of course, to train in other things. I'm going to be using this to train with my dog's agility work. So they're going to be learning how to do different things by following the toy on the Flirt pole through the weave poles, through some of the other things. And so there's lots of ways that you could be using your Flirt pole or your teaser pole to enrich your dog, to get their energy out without expending all of your energy as well. I want you to be involved. I want you to be active, but I also want you to not get dizzy and not waste all of your energy, because my gosh, dogs have way more energy than we do, as you can hear. So with that in mind, if you want other ways to use your Flirt pole or your teaser pole, go ahead and let me know down below. Make sure you're watching the video on the review on how to use that, and we will see you in the upcoming episodes as we continue to help you live your best dog parent life and enrich your dog as much as possible. We'll see you in the upcoming episodes.